Good evening, everyone. I am coming to you live from Bay Lake, back on Disney property, getting my feet wet again. And tonight we're going to talk about the reservation system and the experiences everyone had today. We're going to have more questions than we can get to. We're going to do our very best and keep it at an hour or less. I'm going to throw it over to Joe. We're just going to throw him in the fire tonight, let him get started, and I'm going to sit here and listen to Channel 2. And right now I'm listening to Once Upon a Dream.
There we go. You threw me into the fire, literally. My feet are still hot from today. It was quite a day. So we're going to just kind of run through this. I know there's lots of questions. I'm going to try to cover the most popular questions that seem to be happening regularly ahead of time, but we'll just kind of run through. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I was up at 5 o'clock this morning, so I've been up for 12 hours, but it was a good day. Hopefully for a lot of people, we're able to get back on track and heading back to Disney property. Bee's already there. I'll be there in 2.5 weeks. So looking good, but I know some of you have a lot of questions and there's still a lot of stress and anxiety out there. So hopefully we can alleviate some of that. Hopefully Disney can alleviate some of that over the next couple of days. But let's just progress through this. So for the first page, I wanted to talk about the updated Know Before You Go page. This has all your information in terms of getting to the actual Park Pass, Disney Park Pass page. So you go there, you'll see a nice little link. You just click and you just can move forward. Super easy. So keep that handy. You'll want that. I've actually officially saved this, a couple of these as bookmarks just because I know I'm going to need them for the future quite regularly. After that, I want to discuss some of the newest resort openings. So that's a big thing before we get into the actual reservation system. As many of you know, DVC is opening today. Bee's already there. The only DVC resort at Disney World that did not open today is Animal Kingdom Jumbo House. They're expected to open on the 10th, the day before parks open. I've talked to people, and it sounds like the big factor there was there just wasn't enough demand to open that resort of that size for just a handful of DVC rooms. So they moved everybody to Kidani and left it closed. Pop Century is also opening contemporary as well. So I figure if you have a cash reservation in the value category, you're probably going to end up at Pop, whether you're at AOA or Pop or whatever it may be, All-Star. If you had a cash reservation for moderate or deluxe, you'll probably end up at contemporary for that little window. And then a couple weeks later, we get Caribbean Beach, and I think that's from there. You'll have all the moderates, all the moderate reservations combining there. Polynesian Yacht Club. I was a little surprised by the Yacht Club date because they were talking about the NBA vacating right around that time. So it sounds like they're literally going to let the NBA vacate, and they're going to clean rooms and turn it right back over. So those of you that are along, I would think that it probably opens right there after the resorts after the NBA league.
Joe, you're cutting out.
Cutting out a little bit?
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah.
Floridian, obviously another NBA resort that's getting used. That one's going to hold a little bit longer into September. Boardwalk and Coronado. So as you can see, notably absent the whole time, nothing announced are the All-Stars for value. So it'll be interesting to see. I guess they've got enough that they can combine everybody to Pop. I don't see Art of Animation, which is another surprising one. So made progress, though. It was good news. There was a little bit of a rumor that they were going to keep just DVC, which I thought was kind of crazy. So it's nice to see that they're going to get some cash rooms open. Other news they popped out this week, attractions, pretty much everything open except for a handful of things at each park, mostly show-related. That obviously affects Hollywood Studios the most. You're not going to see things like Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid. Here, who else was there? Oh, I'm sorry, B. That was a tough one for you. Disney Junior.
Killing me.
You're not going to see anything spectacular. Lion King was a big one at Animal Kingdom. That hurts. But a few things that kind of surprised. Lion King and Turtle Talk actually made it up on the page initially, but then they took them back down. I'm sure that was by accident. So to just discuss those a little bit. And after that, let's jump into today's big topic, just because it's important to do all this stuff.
Joe, check your mic, please.
Oh, giving you feedback? Hold on just a second. I'll let you talk for just a second.
Me? I didn't do it. Park reservation system. Yeah, we all had problems today. We know everyone had problems. I had problems. Joe had problems. He got in before me. I was going to Texas to beat him up with a baseball bat, but I was able to get in. Everybody's going to get in. There is plenty of availability still. It's coming. There's issues. They're working on them. See, look, lots of availability. We still have a few more days before AP is opened up. So with our reservations, we can get right in. Right before this, I signed on, got straight in with no problems. I think Joe signed on a couple of times this evening. No wait. I just think this morning we were all jumping in and kind of bogged down the system, and they weren't ready. If you ever try to sign up for a Disney race, same thing.
Yeah, I think that it was, I don't know if it actually was scheduled to fully launch this morning, honestly. So it's so much easier. This afternoon, I'm able to log straight in a couple times. Availability is looking great. As you can see on that page that we're showing right there, the availability, there's only 2 dates that I've noticed that are missing. Anything so far, and that's the 15th and 16th for Hollywood Studios. Those are the only 2 that have actually booked up completely. Other than that, everything's been kind of wide open. Those other yellow dates are just because Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom are the only 2 that are open. So we did pretty good so far. We'll see when local APs actually have a chance on Friday. I think they're going to start taking up a lot more of the availability, especially in the near term, just because they can. So that's just generally what the availability counter looks like. I'll keep kind of sharing this information throughout the week as it updates and kind of highlight any big dates. Surprise, like Christmas, not booked up.
Right. Thanksgiving's
a little worried about a couple of the big holidays being gone really quick. So looks good so far. As far as the next thing I wanted to talk about as far as actually using the system. So first off, with that availability counter, I wanted to make sure people understood you can actually look at that without ever logging in. And that's going to be a crucial thing going forward for those of you that don't have park tickets yet, because you're going to want to look and see what availability looks like before you go spend the money on park tickets when they finally do open. So make sure that you're using that tool and going back before you go spend hundreds of dollars on tickets. Make sure that you're going to be able to book something before you do. Once you buy your ticket, immediately link it and go back in and start booking, so you don't have any lag time. As far as the system itself, it was super easy to use today. And B, you're probably in the same boat. Literally, once you're through the whole chaos of trying to get in the door, it's click, and you're done. It was really not that hard. I think that you're going to be pleasantly surprised when you actually do it. It's very similar to FastPass in a lot of ways. They show you your list and everything else, and we're going to get into that here in a second in terms of what these various things look like. But you click through, you pick your party, you click through, and it's really step-by-step process. So a couple of the other things I want to talk about before we get into the actual reservation system, and I'm going to show you the screenshots, is some of the issues. The big questions today are annual pass holder problems. This has by far been the hardest thing today. We were told, and I was told on multiple occasions beforehand, that it was going to be a 14-day limit on one reservation, but you should be able to book any split stays, any separate reservations. Clearly, that's not working properly today, because I've seen people that say, I'm able to get 3 on one and 2 on another, but I can't get them all. I've seen somebody say they got 19 out of 19 days. So I think that's our big thing that we're going to have to see. IT is working on it. Supposedly they're trying to get it fixed, and I hope that within the next 48 hours before we have to roll things forward to the AP stuff, that they can get this fixed. Everybody that's got an on can go get it adjusted beforehand. But as far as knowing anything else, I really don't. I tried to correlate what was causing all the issues, and I have not been able to figure it out at all.
I had an issue, but I had to learn it. It was my own fault. And I know a couple other people had this. I was trying to make reservations for November. I had room reservation, I had everything, and my annual passes I renew automatically and don't think about it. Well, Amber's annual pass expired in October 1st, and mine expires November 3rd, and I was trying to make reservations for November 5th and 6th. Well, guess what? I can't even renew it because I called to see if I could renew them, and I can't renew them until it's 30 days out, so I can't make reservations for the park.
Yep. Renewal. That's going to be one thing you're going to have to sort through. Are those people that are stuck in limbo where they can't renew, but they can't book? There's going to have to be something that they fix. And then, I mean, I've seen a lot of people say they'd only let me book 3. Well, that one kind of makes sense to me because it's a 3-day limit for annual pass holders who don't have a hotel reservation. So clearly the system, for whatever reason, was seeing the annual pass and not the hotel.
Not the-
That's probably an easy one for them to fix, but it's the other ones that have me completely confused, where somebody's got multiple trips in their window, split stay book, whatever it be, and they're getting random numbers. Like I was able to get a total of 8, which I was trying to add up in various ways, and I can't come up with 8 being anything of value to me whatsoever. I'm like, that just doesn't make any sense. So hopefully they can sort that out. It's probably a simple IT issue, something that they probably, just didn't realize. So hopefully we can fix that quick. It reminds me a lot of the pass holder issue we had with fast passes, in terms of if they were close together on multiple tickets and you'd run into that issue. So we'll see if they can get that corrected the next day or two. Another big question that I've been getting a lot today is 2020 tickets. 2020 tickets are a tough one. Nobody's selling it. I mean, AAA's got Platinum and Platinum Plus annual passes. Unless you're a Florida resident, you can buy the Florida resident stuff that they offer. Other than that, you got to pay pretty much a full price for Platinum or Platinum Plus. Outside of that, military, right? We're hearing maybe?
Military. Amber bought military today and linked them to hers, and it worked, and you're still giving feedback.
You got to buy them on base. Right?
You got to buy them on base. You have to show your military ID, or you can buy them at shades of green.
And then obviously, whatever tickets you buy, you got to be there to check in with them and park. It's kind of you're coming with them. So keep that in mind. So other than that, 2020 tickets are a bust right now. We just got to sit and wait. They've already said.
My guess is it's going to come out after a few days after AP opens up.
Yeah, so
they may open it up to people staying on property that don't have tickets, and then open it up to the general public.
My hope is July. That's kind of my window of. They need to let all these tickets that are in the system already get applied to reservation, because they don't know what people are going to book. They may have a general idea what tickets are worth and where they're supposed to go, but there's a lot of tickets right now that have really open-end expirations. So Disney's going to have to let all these people assign their tickets to various spots, look at the system and say, okay, we've got this much availability on this date. We've got this much availability on this date, and figure out how many tickets they can sell at that point. Then I cross my fingers and I put in some feedback to senior management that hopefully at that point they release it to on-site cash and DVC guests that already have a reservation, just a room-only one, first before they release it to the general public. That's my hope.
Then they're also going to start increasing the percentage allowed in the park.
Well, yep.
So that's going to make that change also.
Yeah, so I see them coming. I don't see them coming this week. And I don't see them maybe next week. I mean, it would be optimistic for them to come by the middle to late next week, but I really see it being more 4th of July at the earliest. I think
even later.
Or maybe even mid-July. Yeah. So those who have one of those early opening reservations and don't have tickets, you're going to be kind of in a limbo spot. You just got to keep paying attention. I'm in a boat where my parents and sisters don't have tickets for October. So we're in the same spot, watching and waiting to see if they can get some. I've had a big question, like, why do they release 2021 tickets here in a couple of days, but they won't release 2020? And the best way I can explain it is 2021 so far out that they know that they got plenty of room in terms of ticket availability that they can sell, that they're not worried about it. There's not many people have already bought tickets for 2021, especially as you get deeper into 2021. But all these 2020 spots, they know they've got way too many tickets sold right now that they need to figure out where they're going to go before they commit to selling anymore.
If
so
park capacity is 25% and then goes to 40% and then goes to 60%, that's one thing. But then by January, it should be fine. So normal ticket sales.
We hope. And I think probably having to play the game of, we have this plan to raise park capacities, but we also have this plan of, we might not be able to. And so they've got to keep those in mind. If there is a huge rise in cases and all these other things that Disney has to say, we got to keep it pretty condensed. You may not see 40% by January. It may be just keep it nice and level, which changes the whole ticket game. So they're playing it day by day. So I hope everybody that has a need for 2020 tickets can get some, but right now we have to wait and see where it goes. So let's dive into the actual clip-by-click page. We actually had a video. I had a screen capture video to walk you through this live kind of thing, but we found out I can't talk over it through this video service. So we're going to do a screenshot type of phase. So I'm going to go. The first page is the orbit page. A lot of y'all saw this today and saw it for a long time. And it's changed a little bit throughout the day. It started out like this, the countdown, and the countdown went away. The castle started out with just hang tight, and then they added all the dates. I mean, they kind of added things throughout the day. But this was kind of the initial first page. Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers that they don't have to do this as much going forward, because they're not going to have that mad rush as much. AP maybe on Friday they might have to, but I'm hoping after that it's just going to log in and go. But that was the first page. That once you got through that, once you got to 0 and it recycled and let you go, you had to sign in. You signed in and got to the create your party page, which, if any of you did it this morning, it looked almost exactly like the LastPass to me. I mean, I didn't. It's really, you click your name, your name. You click anybody else that you want to put in your party.
That's cute.
Yeah. But I think it was 12. 12 is the max you can do a party at one time. So unless you have a really, in that sense, that's a great. But
you are cutting out really bad.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I have no idea. So once you collect once you get your 12, you pick all your party out. You click to the next screen. The next screen is the calendar. The calendar is real simple. You can click month to month. You can click on the calendar itself. Once you click on it, it's easy. It pops up parks on the bottom. You click your park, and then boom, all you go to select time. The select time, as of today, that's all I saw was normal park hours for that day. There is this thought that maybe as more and more tickets start to sell out, that time will change a little bit for rivals. But as of today, it was just park hours. After that, you get your review page. You click again, and congratulations, you're done. You got to click your sign COVID liability waiver and all that stuff. But it's pretty easy. I mean, as I said, it's the hardest part of this whole process was getting into the door and getting started. Once you got in, it was easy. And you just cycle back through. Once you're done with hit that congratulations page, on the bottom of that, you click make another park reservation, and you click that, and you just go through it again, and you go through it again until you're done, or it tells you that you're out or whatever it may be. So that was the general process. So it was a lot easier. I was really worried I was going to really talk people through this detailed little process, and it was honestly very simple. It's really the question around getting in the door in the first place and getting to where they can actually click things. So that was a general review. Keep in mind these dates. I'm not going to go into too much detail. The next one is the 24th, which is anybody who had a room only booked for 2021 can call on the 24th and buy tickets for their reservation going forward. There's only check-in after the 1st of January. So keep that in mind. Other than that, 26 is Amy Pass holders. We're going to have another video after that, really to recap the day and to see what availability looks like after the 26th, when all those AP holders get booked and kind of get over what's left. It'll be interesting to see. I'm going to let B go into the resale stuff and the featured ads today and what they've got going on, and tell you what's going on with the EC shop.
We've got a few resale specials, Saratoga and Hilton Head. We thought we'd do a beach since it's that time of year, and thought we'd do Saratoga since it is the best value of all of the resorts. We also have some.
Little Mermaid for you.
Yeah, and that's Tony Perkins. She should know better. I bet her husband put her up to that. Jonathan, no good. We also have some rental specials. Guys, these are the first time these have been seen. They are brand new.
We didn't even see them beforehand.
No, hot off the press. We are still running our rental special at $16 per point on rentals through the end of this month. Is that this week? That's this week. No, that's next week.
Early next week.
Yeah, early next week. Oh, yeah, because my daughter's coming on the 1st. First time I get around the baby. It's not here yet. So check us out. The rental department is happy to help you with all of the rentals. I'm happy to help you with all of your sales and all of your questions. We're around 7 days a week. And if we're not, we'll make Seth come answer the phones. Sitting in the background listening. We ready to go to questions, Joe?
Yep. And first off, everybody, I apologize for the feedback. I'm really not sure what's going on with my mic, other than I'm going to have to play with it a little bit, but hopefully it's a little bit better now.
Okay. Also, although I'm at Bay Lake today, I did a video here. Tomorrow, I'm going to be checking out Old Key West because Roseanne, our birthday girl, is coming tomorrow. So she's over there. I'll do a walk around there. Everybody I have seen here today, everybody had on a mask unless they were on the pool deck. There was no questions about it.
Good news. We talked about that before we started. Orange County put out the mask order, which we knew was coming down, but it sounds like they're not requiring masks at the pool once you're in the gate, unless you got to leave and kind of come around. But if you're sitting down, you're probably good.
Yeah. As long as you're inside the gate, you're okay. You can even walk up to the bar without it because you're inside that gate. So
you say there's only 32 rooms booked at Bay Lake tonight. It's nice and quiet.
32 rooms. I have a standard and a great view of the castle. Oh my gosh. When I was coming down the road, the sun was hitting that gold and it was gorgeous. I didn't know if I was going to like it. It's really pretty.
I think
it's really pretty. we're going to like it. Yeah, it's really pretty. And that blue is blue, blue, blue. All right. Our first question is from Angie and JT Lee. Can I book all theme parks for my March resort stay?
All right. So March, as long as you have a valid ticket, you should be good. There should be no reason. As I said, the only issues I've really noticed today were AP specific, and it revolves around multiple trips. Not, if somebody's an AP and they had a 7 or 10 nighter or something, it was clean. It was easy. That's fine. The only issues I've noticed is where an AP maybe has 1 or 2 or 3 trips booked in a window and they're trying to play, and then it starts capping out where it's not supposed to. But next March, I would think other than you should be fine. Yeah, shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah. This is going in the same line. Cheryl McDonald. I was able to get all my park reservations for my October trip, but only one day for April 2021. I've been able to get in multiple times today, but still says my husband and I have reached our limit. We have valid reservations for April 2021 as well as October and platinum passes.
Yep. AP
also depends on how many nights did you use on that October trip too?
Yeah, it's really weird. I just said I have 6 nights. I have 6 days of park passes booked in July, and then I've got another trip in October, and it let me do 2 to get to 8, and then it stopped. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense because I'm not playing with the 3 issue. It doesn't. I seriously think it's got to be something in their system that they didn't set some of the rule and parameters properly. So it's confusing something there, and hopefully it doesn't take them more than a day or so to fix.
I would try it again tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I would keep trying.
Yeah,
and I'm going to keep trying myself because as I said, I do have the October trip, so it gives me a reason to keep trying and playing with it. The moment I figure it out and it starts working properly, I'll let everybody know.
Facebook user, what if you buy tickets and can't get a park reservation? Are you just stuck with the tickets you can't use?
Yeah, so I was talking to ticketing. It sounds like what they're doing is they're probably going to kind of go back to the old school no expiration type of situation where you may say you buy a 7-day ticket and you get 5 days of parks and you can't get the other 2. They may start allowing you to roll those extra 2 days kind of in a non-expire and use them for the future. I think that's still kind of a work in progress, but I don't think they want the PR nightmare of saying, oh, you paid for 7, we're only giving you 5. I don't think they want to deal with that, but I think that's just they got to play with it and kind of see the best route to deal. But honestly, I think that's the best way to do it for Disney because they don't have to refund anything. Right. You don't have to worry about that whole mess, and it's going to drive some more people to come back again. If they only get 5 out of a 7, they've got 2 days. Hey, let's take a weekend trip, and all of a sudden they're getting somebody to come back down again.
Either that or in 20 years, your kids find it in a box and go, oh, yes. Look what I found. Yeah. Mike Doris, I just booked Grand Floridian last week for September 12th to the 15th. Is that now going to be canceled?
Okay, so what I spoke about at the beginning is just cash reservations on the hotel side. DVC is opening today, and it is open for the foreseeable future unless there's something crazy happens. Only thing that's changing is that's just the cash hotel side, and the reason being is the NBA is going to take up all those cash rooms. Basically, anything north of the lobby is going to be zoned off for the NBA. So they're not selling any hotel rooms right now.
Yeah. Some of these are general. I missed the AP issues. Please listen to it again. Has anyone had an ETA on fixing the cap? Some cap issues some APs are experiencing. Yeah. We have no idea.
As I said, 9 out of 10 questions was related to that. The other 1 was related to 2020 tickets. So, that's the main questions today.
I'm looking. It's the same questions over and over. Sorry, guys. Give me a minute.
Okay. Just hang tight on those APs. As I said in that post I made earlier, I really think that Disney realized there was going to be issues today. I mean, they're rolling out a new system that they had no intent of rolling out even 2 months ago, that they're forced to kind of do, and they had to put it together pretty quick. And they're trying, honestly, they were a little bit aggressive in terms of how many people they let come in and try to book on the first day. I really think they should have phased it a little bit, but in the end, they knew what was coming, and so they're going to work out the kinks. Let's hope they have 3 days to figure that out before they roll out AP on Friday, and let's hope they fix it so everybody can get in, make their reservations like they were supposed to this morning.
Yeah. Deanna Johnson, you are today's winner, I believe. I did get 20 days, but it was split over 3 reservations. The most on one is 9. Good job. Nice job.
I would like to know what you did.
I know someone that got 17. Facebook user, once I booked for my July trip, it won't allow me to book for my other trip. That is part of the issues, yes. Let's see. This is the same thing. Laura Yingling. Ooh, I like that name. Maybe we should join her. What should someone who has a DVC resort reservation but hasn't bought their tickets yet for 2020 arrival do? I've seen a lot of mixed information out there. Like you mentioned, it would be smart to use the availability calendar to pick dates. However, my dates are already picked and can't be flexible.
Get it. I think if you've got a trip that's coming up soon, within the next, say, 45 days, it's time to start really thinking. The nice part, DVC is making life a lot easier for us. They can make holding happen and life gets really, really hard. But luckily, they're not doing that stuff right now after a lot of feedback. They're still unborrowing like they were. They're not doing holding. So you've got some flexibility. So I would just hold out and wait and see what happens with tickets over the next, 2 to 3 weeks. If you've got a trip in October, November, December, I wouldn't be worried about getting access to tickets. Your only worry would be what's availability look like when you finally do. But I think after this, by this time on Saturday or on Friday, we're going to have a really clear picture what things are going to look like the rest of the year, honestly, because I don't see there being a lot of just regular tickets sitting out there. I think that your APs are going to be the big bulk of things. And then after that, you'll know pretty good.
Yeah. Facebook user, was that July or August that Hollywood Studios was booked on the 15th and 16th, Joe?
July. It was July, opening day. Opening day, and then the 16th. I looked at the calendar again. It looks like maybe the 17th now. And part of the thing that I think that with Hollywood Studios booking up first like that, it's a very tight park. As we know, it can be a little bit narrow in spots. And I think that they're probably having to go a much lower number to meet their capacity percentages that they want to. So, and then everybody wants to get on Rise of Resistance, right? And Mickey's Runaway Railway because they were open for just a little while before this happened. So I think that's the only reason you're seeing those book up so quick. I was one of them that picked the 15th. So one of I think that outside of that, I mean, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Magic Kingdom can handle a lot more people than Hollywood Studios can, just from a ride perspective, attraction perspective, and spacing. So I think that's going to be the tough one going forward through the calendar. We're always going to see Hollywood Studios probably go first for each date.
I think so, because everybody's going crazy over Star Wars anyway. So Elizabeth Mays Hudson, can you add members to your party? And are they automatically linked to your reservation? I'm planning a large group in March, and I'm not sure everyone will have their tickets purchased within the short range future.
Yeah. So I mean, it works the same as the old Fast Pass days in terms of putting it all together. You got to get linked on My Disney Experience and all that stuff. Obviously, you can only book for somebody who's got an actual ticket that qualifies. So I've been telling people, go book what you can. It's not going to hurt you to go book what you can that you have tickets for, and then go back when you finally do get tickets for the rest of the party and hopefully match it up. If it doesn't, then you got to go in and cancel and start over. From what I've played with in the system, there's no way to modify a park pass from say 6 people to 12. You would have to just go create a new 6 for the same date. And if you can't find the same date, obviously you've got to cancel that 6 and then do a 12.
But we've got some that don't have tickets, she said also.
Yeah. So I think you go book what you can, what you have tickets for and what you're eligible for. It's a lot easier to find 6 spots than it is 12 in that example.
Yeah. This is what I was just talking about a while ago. Facebook user, I was finally able to get in. Our AP expires in March and our trip is in May. It wouldn't let me reserve any days. Is that correct? Do I have to wait until the AP is renewed before it will let me book? That is correct.
As of today, as of right now, yes. I'm very, very hopeful that this was just a simple oversight or something that they didn't think about and they're going to find a way to fix it. It'll be interesting to see if they allow people. My thought was, why not, for Disney's perspective, why not let people renew early? I don't know why they wouldn't do that. From a revenue standpoint, it gets people to commit to buying a new pass already months before they were supposed to. I think that I don't see them just doing like a fast pass key thing like they used to do. I think they're going to require an actual ticket, but hopefully they'll start allowing people to book early. Your other option would be, I was going to say buy more tickets to upgrade later, but then your issue is you could do that. Like if say AP's on, you could buy tickets, book those dates, upgrade, and you're just going to lose your 15% renewal discount. But you just got to decide if losing that 15% is worth getting your trip.
Yeah. And you can't buy the tickets.
When you buy the tickets, yeah, obviously you can.
Yeah, but the girl down the front desk when we were trying to figure mine out did call them, and you cannot renew your AP earlier than 30 days. Yeah. She said she called them, and they were like, "Nope,
yep,
absolutely not." Let's see. That's that one. It's the same one. Advice email, tickets. Yeah, all these people getting the emails. It's time to make your park reservations that do not have tickets.
That's Disney's magic. I've seen quite a few people say that, and what's funny is I've got tickets for opening day, and I didn't get an email. So
I didn't get an email either.
How we all know how Disney emails are. They're very sporadic at times. They can be very fidgety. Just like we say with Moonlight Magic, you don't need the email to book. You don't need one here. I would just ignore it. I mean, I think it's probably just something somebody put the wrong email list in, send it out
somewhere. Because there's a lot of people that got that email scratching their head. Facebook user question: thoughts on why it is saying this? All reservations linked, 4 reservations, 16 days total, and only got 7. Sounds like something can't count.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably an AP question. It goes back to the cap thing again. But as I said, I haven't been able to pin down what the cap looks like. I mean, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. If it's like Fast Pass, where you have like a rolling window where you're only allowed to have so many within a window, maybe that's having an effect on things. It's very, very hard to see. And thankfully, everybody's voiced their opinion on the phones today because Disney is working on it.
How will they know about it?
Yeah.
Facebook user, are they going to limit what can be brought into the parks? Strollers, foods, drinks, or backpacks? Now, that's a good one.
I have not heard any changes to the traditional rule. They were already pretty tight on how they handled things in terms of that stuff. So, I don't see it changing too much because they're not going to take strollers away. There's no way. Make sure you're packing any coolers or whatever with ice in bags, not open ice. But I think it's all the same stuff that we saw before.
Yeah. Do little kids under 3 without tickets need to be included in park reservations? I'm going to say no.
If they're under 2, they don't require a ticket, which means they don't require a reservation. I guarantee you Disney's already built in a buffer I guarantee they have the numbers, the data that tells them how many people come and how many have kids under the age of 3. They know all that stuff. So they'll just build that into their capacity limits.
Yeah. I did notice there are no pack and plays in the rooms now. So you do have to request one. I don't know if they're taking them out and cleaning them between it. I noticed it today. And when I was thinking about it, there wasn't one at Vero in the closet last week either. So Joe, that's something.
Me and yep. Well, as long as you can get them, that's the key. I mean, it would be a totally different game changer if they're like, nope, you can't have them at all. But
yeah. Facebook user. Here we go. Any word on when dining reservations will be opening?
No word yet. So my guess is they're just waiting to get this kind of initial wave of reservations done, because I was explaining this to somebody before. they can't release dining reservations before they have these park reservations figured out, because you're going to need a park reservation and a ticket to make a dining reservation inside a specific park.
Right.
So I expect that to launch probably next week, I would think.
Facebook user, you mentioned Disney was adding an extra 30 days to an already extended APs. I'm not saying this to be true with mine. Was this written somewhere? It did come out.
It's happening, but it's not going to happen until October. So anybody who you're going to see right now, your normal extension that everybody's getting across the board for the 117 days, the additional month will not come until October. And I think that they're probably waiting to do it in October just because that's right after kind of all this initial rush is over. There's got to be something to it, but it specifically said you will see this 1 month added in October of 2020.
Correct. Which would let me make the reservation I want to make for November now, and I can't do it. Facebook user, question: if you have reservations for the park and go in the morning and want to leave for the afternoon and then go back in the evening, is that allowed with the new system?
We believe so. I mean, they haven't said otherwise. And right now it would make complete sense because you're stuck to one park per day. There's no hopping allowed. So the ability to come and go is probably pretty simple. They know you're supposed to be there. So I don't see that changing at all either. Plus, they know how crucial it is, especially for on-site guests with young kids, to leave and go to the pool, leave to take naps, that type of stuff. So I don't see them.
When it's hot.
Yeah.
And when it's hot, it's, you got to.
Yeah, but officially they haven't said anything. They haven't said either way. So.
Yeah. Any cancellation policies revealed if you buy tickets and you can't go later on? That's, again, we're still not sure.
Yeah, I mean, in the past, if you had a ticket for a specific date and you couldn't go and it eventually expired, they would apply that ticket the value to something else. So I don't see that changing anytime soon. Like, Disney is not the type of entity to sit there and just say, I mean, give you the board type of thing and say, sorry, you lost out. They're going to work with you, but they're not going to work with you to where you're able to cheat the system, so to speak, right? Like you can't go buy 2021 tickets on Wednesday, make a DVC reservation for January 1st, go buy tickets and then modify them to 2020 so you can go this year. They're not going to let that happen. They're going to make sure those tickets stay in 2021. So they're not going to let you cheat, but they're going to take care of you too.
Yeah. Deanna Johnson wants to know, what about the AP preview? Do you think we will need an email? I think we'll get an email and inviting us specifically. Either that or they're going to be an email. We're going to have to go in and sign up like we did that and pull our hair out.
I think it's probably going to be very similar to Moonlight Magic and Run Disney, where you get your email, but you also click a link or whatever, and it puts you into the queue, and you sit there and wait until you get your spot. That's a system that they've used in the past, and I probably see them doing that for the most part. It'll be interesting. I'll watch for my emails because that's actually one email that I usually get, or pass holder emails. So we'll make sure, and it'll be posted everywhere, and they're pretty good. They'll have it. They were pretty good about updating the know before you go today, so I'm sure they'll.
Joe, you're froze.
Oh, froze. Better? You're froze too.
Okay. All kinds of problems tonight. I have an excuse. I'm on Disney Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm on Disney Wi-Fi. I need a call. Okay.
Yeah. Kelly Kimbler wants to know, any idea if they will have Moonlight Magic at Hollywood Studios in September? I'm guessing no, because the email we got said that I thought it said it was canceling for the rest of the year.
No, they haven't officially canceled it, but they pushed out the booking dates for Typhoon Lagoon indefinitely. And here's the thing: if they're willing to cut a revenue-generating event like Halloween Party, I just don't see them doing a revenue-neutral event that actually really costs them money over what costs DVC for Moonlight Magic. I just don't see it happening. And you got to look at the pick. You got, what are the big things at Moonlight Magic? We got fireworks. You've got special characters. All these things
you've got ice cream, and you've got ice cream, and you've got ice cream.
All this stuff they're not going to do. So I don't see it. And I mean, I'm going to say, if I was a betting man, I'd put the odds at like 1 or 2% that it's going to happen.
Well, here's one I haven't heard. Dan Hutchinson. Is it true if you do not turn up for 3 or more park day reservations They cancel any reservation you may have booked for up to 90 days.
So there's this talk, and it came out in the two-way weapon last week, that there was going to be a penalty type of situation, like a 3-strike policy. They haven't officially said anything regarding that. I think it's going to be more tailored towards APs, because they don't want APs booking up dates just to not show up and mess with the calendar. I do fully expect them to roll something out that's going to have a penalty system where if you don't cancel X amount of days in advance, you're going to get in trouble, and you only get a few of them. But they haven't said what it is exactly. The rumor was 3 days in 3 in a 90-day period, they lock you out or whatever, but we don't know for sure yet. But watch for it, because I have a feeling with APs booking on Friday, I think that's the type of news that we will get Friday when it gets going.
See, I don't see how they can do that, because if I pay for a ticket for an annual pass, and don't you roll your eyes at me, I won't babysit. And something happens and I get sick and I can't go. No.
Right. And it may be something simple as you just have to cancel the day of. I mean, maybe something of that nature. And maybe they give you that 3-strike policy type of thing because, hey, we can understand it's going to happen maybe once or twice, but if you do it regularly, they're just trying. There's got to be a way for them to really prevent people from abusing the system and messing with it, which can be done. So I assume something was going to happen, but we don't know yet for sure.
All right. I think this is probably going to be our last one. Facebook user. We have a group of 10, all with tickets attached to MDE. Only 4 of us have DVC reservations. Can the rest of the group get park reservations on June 28th?
So that's a tricky one. Yes. So, So as I was trying to use my date, sorry. 28th. Yes. So on the 28th, everybody who's got a normal ticket that doesn't have a park reservation can book that day.
Right.
It's anybody who's got a ticket going forward, if it's Magic Your Way, military, whatever it may be, but they don't have a park stay. A resort stay. Yes. 28th is the day that you'll be able to
right.
get in there.
Okay. That was the general overlay of all of our questions. We did not answer all of them, but because 40 of them were the same, just in different formats. Joe and I are around. Mark couldn't be with us tonight. He's around. There's plenty of us in the group that'll answer questions. Hopefully they're right. We very much appreciate you guys. I will be around Old Key West tomorrow. Joe's going to be here in a couple of weeks. So it means I get to babysit.
Yes, you do. As I said, the game plan is probably Friday night to run a very short one. We probably won't even really cover any specific details unless something comes out this week. But really the game plan is to take Q&A and cover what the calendar looks like once APs have had their chance to take a whack, so to speak.
Don't forget our rental department. We have some great rentals, some fantastic rates, a lot of confirmed reservations. If you're looking for something you don't see there, we have a discount right now through the end of the month, $16 a point. I am here to help you with any of your buying, any of your selling. I've been around for a while, so I try to help. I really do.
Don't forget, DVC in terms of rentals is the only option you've got for a little while. Because they're not opening up 2020 reservations will open up on the cash side for the foreseeable future, and maybe not at all. So if you're wanting to go here in 2020 in the later in the summer or in the fall, DVC is going to be your best answer. So definitely get with DVC Shop on that front and have fun with it. So.
Yep. And we will see you guys later. I'm going to go get a glass of wine and sit out on the balcony and look at the beautiful castle with the gold paint on it. Good night.
Good night, everybody.